Hello guys, today we are going to discuss about how to create a parallel workflow, a simple parallel workflow in SAP. So let's start it. So in order to understand, just we have to plan the workflow before starting it. So let's assume the workflow is at first requester is submitting it. So let's assume requester is submitting it. So when requester submit, it has to go to individually to parallelly to different approvers. Okay, for example, it has to go at the same time to three approvers. So this type of things we have to do parallelly. So here in these cases we have to use parallel workflow. So it has to go to these three at the same time, and then it has to get merged again. So again these will get merged into one single step technically. Yeah. So now after doing this, merge step is responsible, and then accordingly it will get routed to requester based on the action provided by set of these users, parallel users. That's it. So like this it will be. So at the same time it will be routed to three or more or two approvers. This is called parallel workflow. So let's design a simple parallel workflow, and after that when approver 1, suppose let's assume this is approver 1, APR 1, and this is APR 2, and this is APR 3. So all three people will get approve if they click on approve button. It, after merging also it will be approved or rejected, anything based on this action. And suppose if they reject it, then it should get completed. So this workflow has to stop completely if they any one of them clicks on reject button. So it has to stop here itself. Stop. If rejected, if it is approved, then it has to go to further step. So what is further step after approve? It has to get completed. So let's show it as, so in workflow terms it is called final check approved. Yeah, this is the one. That's it. So this is the let's start designing this workflow. So MDG and so let's name this one. So requester, let's always it will be 00 step. So after that all these three let's call them as 20 step. Let's call this one as 30 step, and in between there will be other steps which we will use, and final check approved and stop. Okay, so finally always final step will be 99. Okay, let's design now. So 00 will be the first step, and action or request will always click on submit button, so it will be empty. And after that we have to set CR status. So let's directly do in hands on. then we can understand easily. Let's start process modeling and change request, create change request type. So I am just copying existing change request type, which is something this one. Z cust1 p2 is one sample change request. I, I am copying this by using z cust1 p1, create customer planet parallel. Yeah, clicking on enter, copy all. That's it. This is enough to use this. So this got copied. Now next step is we can configure the step names and the descriptions here, but I am not doing it because it doesn't block the workflow. I am only doing main part for now, so I am just saving these changes and then just go to workflow and rule based workflow. So now if we can configure rule based workflow, we can get that new one. So z cust1 p1 I have created, z cust1 p1. So this is create customer planet parallel. Click on approve. Local object is fine for now because I am not doing in any project. Now let's start in decision tables. Use a single value decision table. Now let's plan accordingly. So now let's start giving single value decision table first. So as initial requester, it will be always 0 0 as previous step, and then he will click on submit button and then it will start. So condition alias let's give as 1 for now, and this one condition alias should tell system that it should get routed to three approvers at the same time. So we can tell like that also by using condition alias if it is a fixed number. If that condition alias is having suppose like based on some values, it should get routed to some requester, some approvers based on some fields in the UI. In those cases, we have to use parallel agent badi. So that one we can just maintain here dynamic agent selection service. After dynamic agent, we have to do merge parameter and all. So dynamic agent is for that type of scenarios in which we have uh, mm, complexity, like based on some values we have to route it to next level approvers and all. So for now we have just three approvers fixed now. So that's why I will not use dynamic agent and I will just use conditional alias, and I will directly use new change request step as what is the new change request step? I will just use 20 and then CR status. So after request is submits, let's show CR status as to be pending with data steward or something. So let's see if anything is available data steward. So I'm giving this, and let's show this one as status. So merge type always I will use badi. So it will just have two here, two possible values. I will use badi, and then merge parameter, I have created a service here by using this one. This I have just created here. Define service name for rule based workflow. If you go here, we can add new service. So I just added this one, custom merge for merging purpose, and then that's it. I am not going to use dynamic body because I am not having that much uh, dynamism in our code. Like it is not dependent. Number of approvers is not uh, dynamic. It is just static based on that three approvers only every time. So I am just adding again 20 here because 20 we will get when previous step approves, rejects or anything, we have to use 20 here, and then here action. So if here we are going to split that one into three different approvers. So these three different approvers may have option to approve or reject. Anything he can do. So that's why I am using previous action as 03, or else if he clicks on reject also, then also I have to make complete that merging and all. So 3 and 4, and parallel step it should be 20 parent step, because we are going to split here it is sub workflow it will come under. So 20 I am mentioning here, and then here we are going to split it into three different agent groups. So in first agent group, one branch will be there, second agent group, second branch, and third agent group, third branch. So three branches will be there. So, but in any case of this workflow, there will not be any fourth branch or any other possibility. So for if we don't mention anything here, if we mention empty one here, it will only get restricted only for this agent group. So that's why I'm just doing it as nil parameter for now. We don't touch this and just go to conditional alias and maintain it as complete. So I can also use conditional alias CMP as completion. It will represent, and this should not have any next step. So I'm using maximum step 99 here, and CR status here I will not decide. In merge body will decide it. So I will give as 02. Okay. Next, after splitting, let's let's give 0. Uh, let's give 30 here. So if the step is 30, and if that merge body, this will come from merge body, and then from the here previous action, if he goes to approve, then we can now uh, we cannot consider these two now because it got merged. Now we have to focus on this one. So after that we have to activate that workflow. So activation means ACT I am giving here, ACT, and then here I will give 90 as change request step, and then activation is still not successful, so I don't need to give final check approved as of now. And now I will add, I have mentioned 90 there, so after 90 what should happen I'm handling here. So 90, or so I'm mentioning 90, and if it is successfully activated, that means if it is successfully activated, 31, see, activation successful. If it is successfully activated, then what should happen? So after activation successful, again we have to use this completion of the workflow. So after completion, what will happen? We have to show status as final check approved and change request step as 99. So this should happen. Merge type, these are all not required. Now we have handled activation successful scenario. Now what is pending? So if it is successful, it should go to completion. If it is failed, then also we have to handle. So 90. If it is not equal to 31, of course, if it is not equal to 31, then it will be a failure in activation. So I am just indirectly giving that not equal to 31. Then to whom it should get routed. So I am routing this to requester. So REQ I am giving, and it should go to requester mentioning this status. One status will be there by standard, so we have to mention that activation failed 07. A new change request step, we can mention same thing which is defined 01. I can define. That's it. Or else I will give 00 as change request type. That's it. Now 90 is done. At 30 we have to handle again. So 30, it is approved, we have handled. Now for 30 we have to handle rejection. So 04 is for rejection step, and then so if reject is done, then what should happen? So condition alias, if it is rejected, we have to first stop what is happened until now. So this is called rollback, or LB I will give here. Here I will give, instead of 1, better to give as approver 1, APR AP1, as that means at first level it is there. Now if it is rollback, then what should happen? So next, after rolling back that change request, give as 95 and give it as 02, changes to be executed. After this 95 I will handle. 95, and then here we have to add one more row. So after 95 we have to do this part. So rollback will always be successful. We don't need to handle any action here, and we don't need all this as well. So conditional alias CMP we can use completion of the workflow, and at the same time it has been rejected, right? So it has connected to 95. So we have to give change request step as 99 here. We are going to end this here, and then here we have to give final check rejected. So if it has been rejected in previous step, it should be rejected finally after completion of workflow. So I think this is done. Let's see all the cases are covered or not. So 90, AP1, yeah, 20, 30, yeah, all cases I have covered it. After 30, yeah, I have covered it. I'm saving it, and now we have to deal with conditional alias. So AP1 conditional alias, let's see. Go to user agentation table, click on edit. So now I am giving this statically. I am not using dynamic agent body or anything. AP1 I am giving AP1 in three places. AP1, it doesn't throw any error. It will take three of the user agent groups. So I am just giving 1, 2, and 3. So 3 user agent groups, and their step types as 2 for everything. 2, 2, and 2. So 2 will have only approve and reject option. So here I am just using US, user type, user, and user, US. Here user agent, test MDG1, okay, test MDG2, okay, and then test MDG3. These three are my I created these test IDs for test for checking this purpose. So these three I have mentioned as a users. So let's save this. And other than if there is any other user agentation table I can maintain, I can do it. So REQ is there. REQ means it has to be with requester. So I will do that one as well. REQ, REQ, REQ is user agent group number 1. Here let's do let's give step type as, so let's choose buttons here from step types because I don't know what to select here. Let's choose correct one. I need only one button in the change request, so I'm just checking which one is perfect match for that. No, not this one. It looks like this is the only step which is having only one button. So I will use this one, finalize processing, as an action. So revise. Other things are having two buttons. So requester should have only one button. So I will use 7, finalize processing. So 7 I am using here. Let's do 7 and US. But here we cannot use US. It is special user SU we have to use. It is one standard which is provided by MDG. So SU means we can choose initiator here itself. If we give INIT, it will go to initiator. That's what. So, initiator. Save and activate. So user agent destination table is done. What are the rest? So AP1 is done and RQ is done. CMP, ACT, these are there. So RLB. So CMP means completion. Agent group always and one. Process pattern we have to give this one as completion 99. So CMP, another one is rollback RLB, and agent group 1 rollback RLB. Okay, so after this completion rollback and what else left? Activation ACT. So ACT and then 1. Here ACT means we have to choose activation bypass snapshot. That's it. So I think I have completed CMP, RLB, ACT. I think nothing is left for now. CMP, RLB, ACT, CMP, CMP. Yeah, I have completed this. Let's check the workflow. Activation. So let's check all are activated or not before going out of this workflow for checking. Yeah, all looks activated. Let's change. Let's test it. Again, we cannot test now because we have to give merge badi. So merge badi we have used here, but we didn't created that badi. So we have to do that one as well. So merge badi we can create from MDG general settings, process modeling, and workflow, and rule-based workflow, and business add-ins. Here we have to choose merge badi means handling of parallel results in rule-based workflow. If we click on this, let's click on create implementation. Okay, so enhancement. I'm giving ZEI underscore MDG underscore match Z cust1 P1. So this is the CR type and merge badi for zcust1 p1. So this is the enhancement. Click on create local object. I am giving badi name as zbi underscore mdg underscore merge underscore zcust1 p1, and then implementation class I am just giving z e z cl mdg merge. That's it. Just creating those objects. This class is getting created in the system, and this class will have interface also assigned in the system. Automatically it will get created. Now let's go to filter values, and this is the first one we have to give. So this service name always we have to give first because we cannot activate without this. And then let's choose ZMDG customers. So I am choosing this one and the comparator as equal to, and okay, save it. So implementation class, let's go, double click. Yes, I want to create the implementation. This implementation I want to activate first. Activate empty class. So in this one, let's see signature of this. So we will get CR number, service name and all. So now what we have to do? So this will get called for now. Now we have to check IV step. So we will get all the steps inside this IT step action. All the actions which we have done, like approve, reject, and everything we are doing there, it will come here while merging up. So let's loop at IT step action into data ls step action. Okay, so end loop, this is the loop we are just looping here. Now if ls step action if action of this is equal to approve is 03 code. If any of them is having reject action in this, so if anyone is rejection is there, then it has to get, and if in this we have to stop. After rejection it has to give merging action as ev merge equal to 04, and then return. So it has to return as soon as it finds a reject in any of the workflow in this. So another case, if nothing is done, if returning is not done, then ev match action equal to 03. So this will happen only when approve is done. So that is the point. I am just activating it. After merging it should go to 30. Let's activate and recheck this scenario. Customer governance, change requests, customer maintenance, list, organization, create customer planet parallel. Let's submit again with sample test parallel. 874 is the number, internal number is grouping, and then company, which company we want to give. Let's give Decathlon. So US country 1001, city Manchester or something, NY, English language. Yeah, this is fine. Now I'm just submitting this. So it will get routed to three parallel approvers at the same time. That is test MDG1, test MDG2, test MDG3. So let's refresh this workflow log. It will get routed to three of them at the same time. So let's log in with one by one in NWBC. Let's log out of this. So 874 is the CR type, CR number. So let's log out. Now start MDG 1 password. Yeah. Now I'm going to customer governance, change requests, customer change documents, and here to be processed by me. So 874 is there here. Let's click on that, and it is the same object which we will get Decathlon. I have mentioned it, the name is Decathlon. So same one, Decathlon. Now I'm just approving it and closing, log out and log in with other ID test MDG2. Yes, yes. Now customer governance, change requests, change requests, and to be processed by me. Now let's click on this and again click on approve. Next, we have to log out and log in again with test user 3, MDG3, log on, customer governance, change requests and documents, to be processed by me, to be processed by me. Now this is the final step. So until now we have done with approver 1, approver 2. Second, now we are doing with approver 3, third approver. So after doing that, it will get final check approved. So I am just clicking on approve button. So after doing this, what should happen? It should merge. It should go into merge body, and it will have 30 as next step, and accordingly it will flow, and it will activate this CR, and one business partner ID will get generated, and finally it should be final check approved. So that is what I am expecting. Now I am restarted. Yeah. So it is final check approved and a business partner ID got created, and this is the one which got created now. So this is fine. Let's check another scenario. So reject scenario we are pending to check. Let's check with that as well, so that workflow testing will be end to end completed. So NWBC. First we have to log out and log in with our ID. Let's try again. Yes, I am just submitting with this my ID. Customer governance, change request, customer maintenance. Click on new organization, planet parallel. So here we have to do description test parallel reject. Now int internal number, and let's give some company name, mind tree company. Now let's give country US and postal code some 001, Megathon, some region NY. Just submitting it. So it will go to next level, and then to be approved by data steward. So now let's log out and log in with all three IDs one by one, and to from any one of the ID, let's just reject it. With any one of the ID. So to be processed by me 876. Now approve it. With this I have approved. Now I will log out, and now I will reject with other ID. So let's go to that test MDG to customer governance, change request, customer maintenance, change request. Now here to be processed by me 876. Now reject it. Let's give invalid data, and okay, click on OK. So I have rejected with one step, and one more step it is remaining. If we reject with that or approve with that, then also rejection will takes place. Now go to restart and MDG3 login, and then customer governance, to be processed by me. Now approve and reject, two options are there. If we click on approve also, it will get rejected for sure. So have this just clicked on approve, But in previous step I have rejected it, so that's why it should get rejected for now, and final status should be final check rejected. Yeah, this is correct. And it other data it will not get shown now because it got deleted from the staging area, and it is not even there in active area because it is not yet created in the system. So final check rejected is done. This is fine. So it is working as expected. So thank you guys.